Today on Hong Kong Blu-rays, we are reviewing the 88 Films Blu-ray release of Erotic Ghost Story.
Welcome to HKB. I'm Shaz.
I'm Leon. If you're new to our channel, please like and subscribe.
And click the bell so you receive notifications for all our future content.
And if you're returning, welcome back.
We'll put some timestamps in the description below.
呢名女子叫 Salina Fong，喺我哋調查。
Erotic Ghost Story was released in 1990.
The Blu-ray we have is released by 88 Films.
The running time of the film is 90 minutes.
It's an adult fantasy comedy.
The director is Lam Nay Choi.
Starring in this one are Amy Yip as Farfar,
Man Su as Pei So-so,
Hitomi Kudo as Fei Fei,
and Pao Sin as Scholar Ng Ming.
15歲流浪美國，由西岸捱到東岸。
Three sisters, who happen to be fox spirits, are striving to achieve permanent human form by abstaining from the pleasures of the flesh. After rescuing a young and handsome scholar from some bandits, the elder sister becomes enamored with him, but so too do her younger sisters. Will they be able to control their desires and achieve their goals? Is the scholar all that he seems? And will the neighbours put in a complaint about all the noise?
So, we've upgraded from this to this. What do you think, Shaz? Was it worth it?
Yeah,
Yeah?
definitely. Yeah, it's a really nice addition, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty excellent. The title, Erotic Ghost Story, sounds very similar to Chinese Ghost Story or A Chinese Ghost Story. Did you think there was any similarities that jumped out to you? Or do you think it was a completely different kettle of fish?
I'm not sure. Maybe a little similar.
Yeah. You got like similar elements with the women flying through the air and stuff like that. Some of the wire choreography. And there was a character that was very similar to Wu Ma's character in Chinese Ghost Story. The priest in it, the Taoist priest.
Yes.
Was it Lam Chung? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I had a few similarities there, except for there's not actually any ghosts in this film. They're fox spirits or fox fairies, as they're known as. I would say this film, and they actually mention it in the commentary, shows a bit more in common with the Jack Nicholson film The Witches of Eastwick. Yeah. Did you notice any scenes in that made you think of that one?
The fruit stones.
Yeah, very similar to the scene where Jack Nicholson, Michelle Pfeiffer, Susan Sarandon and Cher are eating grapes, and their neighbour in that one vomits up all the seed grapes. So yeah, you could say that's probably been lifted directly, but put to very good use in this film. And let me ask you this, from a woman's point of view, would you say the erotic in the title is warranted?
I would have thought so. It's quite a lot.
Yeah, I'd say the first
2/3?
Yeah, 2/3 of the film. We have quite a lot of sexy scenes. But I would like to say as well, if you think that's all that there is going to be with this film, with it being category free and having erotic in the title, I would tend to disagree. I think they're there and they help this initial setup, but I think there's more to it than that. It's a fantasy film mainly to me, and I do like the eroticism in it. I think it works really well, and it works really well because Lam Nay Choi, fantastic director, and also a director of photography, and I think that is really evident in this film.
Yeah, it was shot really beautifully, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if nothing else, this film is colourful in more than one sense of the word. The costumes, you've got like bright pink, green, purple.
Really vivid on the screen. Look beautiful.
Yeah, it leaps out, and the sets themselves, and the framing he does with the camera. It's pretty fantastic, I'd say, the way it's shot. This was one of the first Category 3 films, and it was quite a big hit in Hong Kong. It was like above 11 Hong Kong million dollars, and was in the box at cinemas for over 3 weeks. So it was instrumental in making Amy Yip the star that she became, I feel. And for me, this film, absolutely fantastic. I really enjoy it. Not everybody's cup of tea, but if you like this sort of thing, maybe give it a look. I give it an 8 out of 10.
I'm going to give it 7 out of 10. The package on this, it comes with a hard card cover with artwork by Kung Fu Bob O'Brien, who we really love, don't we? We love his artwork. And there's also almost the same picture on the inside sleeve.
Spot the difference.
Spot the difference and guess which one Leon prefers.
The one on the poster. Yeah, so you do get a nice poster in this one as well. Double-sided, so you have the original poster for the film on the flip side, and absolutely fantastic artwork from Kung Fu Bob O'Brien on the other side. So I really like the package on this one. So the physical package is fantastic.
Yeah.
Outstanding, as always, by 88 Films.
There's a nice booklet as well that gives you some history on the Category 3
genre. Yeah. We say genre because although it's a certification, it was looked upon as a genre upon itself, which it kind of is really. It's its own thing, its own beast. And the booklet's pretty good. It's pretty detailed, and there's some lovely images in there. It's really nice to have. The disc itself's pretty stacked as well this time, isn't it, Chaz?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, there's 2 commentaries. There's one by Mike Leader and Arna Venema, which was really, really great to listen to. And another one by Sam Deegan, who is an author and a film critic, and that was really interesting as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you have the best of both worlds there. You've got the humour of the 2 guys that we love to listen to all the time. They're brilliant, and also a little shout out to Arna Venema. Go watch him on CFK, Crazy from Kong. That's fantastic. Little walk around Hong Kong, live on a Friday if you're lucky. And this Sam Deegan, we've not heard any commentaries from her before, but she's very knowledgeable. So she had a more sort of serious, sort of educational look at the film, and the guys, as always, just impressed with the outstandingly vast knowledge of Hong Kong cinema and everybody around it. I mean, I used to feel like I knew a lot, but I feel like I know nothing next to these guys. They know it all. So yeah, fantastic commentaries. We've got 2 trailers as well, which is original Hong Kong one, I think, and a Tai Seng DVD release trailer. And there was also, I believe, a talk show.
Yeah, an episode of Celebrity Talk Show. It was on the set of the film, and it was, I think it was 3 older chaps, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We think they might have had some alcohol in their little flasks they had.
Yeah. They seem to be a little bit jolly, a little bit excitable, especially when they get the actresses on to talk to. They positively light up when Amy Yip walks in. I'm not sure you could get away with that on a UK talk show. I think they're a little bit overly enamoured with the actresses and some of the topics they're picking. If the subtitling's like true to what they're actually saying, is feels like they're overstepping the mark considerably. But what a fantastic extra! You get to see a little window through time to see what it was like then on Hong Kong TV and the way things were. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. It's quite an oddity and substantial length. I think it's about 45 minutes or so.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, it's just like the full episode. So outstanding package on this limited edition release, 5 out of 5 stars. So we were pretty impressed with the picture quality on this Blu-ray.
Yeah, I thought it was outstanding, to be honest.
Yeah, there was a lot of detail in there. There's a little bit of grain, but it's very soft grain. And I'd say it's just like the perfect amount because it brings out all the vibrancy, all the colour.
Yeah, the colours of their costumes, like I said earlier, it really did stand out really vividly.
I think you mentioned something else about the way it was shot as well, the way some of the images
Yeah,
look.
I think some of it did look soft, but I think that's because there was some filming behind like a floaty curtain a lot of the time, especially in some of the indoor scenes. There were lots of curtains everywhere,
Yeah.
so sometimes I think it might have been that.
It gives it that hazy sort of
Yeah,
dreamlike
yeah.
quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty outstanding picture on this one. We don't have any complaints between us. 5 out of 5 stars.
The audio on this one is mono in both Cantonese and an English dub.
Yeah, the dub. What can I say? The English dub, I hated it.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, and the voiceovers that they got for this, I mean, it was probably for the original release, but it's pretty appalling. It completely takes you out of the film, destroys any credibility that the film has. Please don't watch it with English dub. I would say you have to watch this in the Cantonese with subtitles because you're getting a completely different film else, in my
I'd agree with
opinion.
that. Yeah.
We had slightly contrasting opinions on this one.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good soundtrack. I wanted to give it 4 out of 5, but you disagreed, didn't you?
Yeah, I was pretty adamant that it should be a 3 because we only had the 2 soundtrack choices. That makes me sound really greedy and like I don't appreciate what we have. I do appreciate what we have, but there's no outstanding soundtrack here. There's no 5.1. There's nothing to elevate it. It is just a mono, and I do prefer the Cantonese. I wanted to just give it a 3. So we're going to split the difference as we're opposing on this, and it's 3.5 stars out of 5.
The subtitles were really clear. I believe they were a newly translated version. They were just a little too quick for us, a bit too much on the screen in a few places, but otherwise they were brilliant. So we're going to score the subtitles 4 out of 5 stars.
抗議與本案無關。抗議無效，與你無關。
So you enjoyed some different aspects of this film
Yes.
to what I did, yeah?
Yes, I did. Yeah, it wasn't solely just a sort of erotic film. There was also a sort of horror element towards the end. And I also liked that there was this sort of deity, was it Wu-Tang?
Wu-Tang, yeah, the deity of fertility, I believe.
Yeah, and how that deity sort of linked through the film, which on the first viewing I didn't get that, you know, how it worked through, but on the second viewing I sort of put the pieces together and it became a bit clearer.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were also some really good visual effects and, you know, some wire work effects and things like that were really good, weren't there?
Yeah, and some good physical effects when the scholar turns into the demon that resembles the deity.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty impressive, wasn't it? And horrific. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think I agree with you on that aspect. That yeah, the horror elements were there, though not overly scary. They're certainly very enjoyable. And talking about enjoyable scenes, right, this is where I lower myself here. But when Amy Yip is having a lesbian scene in the sort of pond outside the house or the hut, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I do like that scene. I think it's like really beautifully shot and it is quite erotic. And it did put me in mind of a Shaw Brothers film, Intimate Confessions of a Chinese Courtesan. Now, it really reminded me of that, and I'd like to suggest that perhaps maybe that was a bit of an influence on this, you know?
Could well be.
Who knows? But yeah, it definitely brought that to my mind when I was watching that scene. We have a few familiar faces in there, don't we, Chaz?
Yes, we have Manfred Wong.
Yep, fresh from our Yuppie Fantasia reviews, he made it in time for the Erotic Ghost Story one. Always like seeing this guy. He's multi-talented. I believe he's a script writer as well and wrote the Young and Dangerous films, or at least some of them. And yeah, he's brings a little comedy to the film, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's great in it.
Yeah. And the actress that played his wife, what's she called again?
Ha Choi-chun.
Right. Some viewers may be familiar with her from other films. I can only think of seeing her in Eastern Condors with Sammo Hung. She was pretty good in that. But yeah, she was quite funny as his wife, you know. I'd probably like to see her in more stuff, you know, get a more rounded idea of what she's like. And yeah, it wasn't a bad cast, was it? It wasn't overloaded with stars, but who's there? I feel like they can act. Who was your standout performance in this one?
It would be the first sister.
Yeah. The actress that played her. Yeah, she was pretty good, wasn't she? Yeah.
Mansu.
Well done. Yeah, I couldn't remember. Yeah, I liked her role in it, and
yeah, I liked that she sort of seemed to be the more responsible sister, and yet she was like the first one to sort of be drawn to the scholar. So she was the first one to sort of give in to her desires, even though she was the one you would expect to be least likely to.
But would she have if her sisters hadn't? Who knows?
Well, this is true.
Yeah.
Good question.
That question mark lays over it. And as for me, my standout performance is Amy Yip. I mean, the other actresses, they're all pretty stunning. There's you know, all the actresses in this are pretty stunning, I'd say. But Amy Yip stands head and shoulders above the rest. I mean, compared to them, she does look like a deity, you know. She's just got that X Factor quality. And it's easy for me to see why she became a megastar after this. And for me, the Yip tease definitely works. Oh, and on that note, for any other fans of Amy Yip out there, you can get this book on Amazon. This is quite a good little guide. You get a lot of notes on all previous films that she's done, her whole career. You know, a few little black and white pics in there, but it's good read if you're an Amy Yip fan.
We also had Lam Chung in this film. He was in Tragic Hero and Rich and Famous.
Yeah, a couple good films there, like Gunplay, directed by Taylor Wong, starring Chow Yun-fat and Andy Lau. We really like those films.
Yeah.
And as a point of interest, we'd like to point out that the wire work in this film was done by none other than Philip Kwok himself, one of the 5 Venoms. So yeah, you know what standard you get in with that sort of action, you know, because he's very good at that. On a last note, Shaz, would you recommend this film to anybody?
Yeah, I think I would do actually, which would probably surprise you.
No, actually, I know you've got wide, varied taste, and you see something as a whole rather than just pigeonhole it as one thing. But yeah, I would definitely recommend, especially to fans of outrageous cinema. You like it loud, you like it colourful, you like it bright, you like something to talk about. This is a good one for you. Right, as for availability, this one sold out pretty quick. Or at least I've been hearing reports of it selling out everywhere. So, you know, if you want this one, if it's available anywhere by the time this goes up, I'll be surprised. I'll have a little look. If it is available, I'll add a link in the description. But I think it'd be hard pressed to get hold of this limited edition now. Hang on in there though, because, you know, there's a good chance that with this being such a big seller, 88 Films might put out a standard edition of it. So, you know, there is hope yet. And if not, there is a Hong Kong Blu-ray of this as well, which is available at DDD House. So I'll add a link for that if you can't get this one.
We hope you have enjoyed our review of Erotic Ghost Story.
We'd like to thank all our subscribers and all those that follow us on social media. It really means a great deal to us and we really appreciate it.
Next time on HKB,
The Untold Story, starring Anthony Wong, directed by Herman Yao. This was, I believe, the winner of our recent poll.
yeah, So we're looking forward to covering that one next time.
Yeah, you guys asked and we shall deliver. And remember folks, be true and buy that blue.